Welcome back to Africa 54. Sports fans are following this week's anti-doping conference in South Africa. For the details, we turn to Africa 54's Sonny Young with the Sonny Side of Sports. Hello, Sonny.
Hello, Vincent, and sporty greetings once again to our Africa 54 viewers. The World Anti-Doping Agency has released new, stricter guidelines to stop drug-enhanced sports performances, which recently grabbed headlines following a series of high-profile scandals. From the conference in Johannesburg, VOA's Anita Powell takes a look at the new rules, and she also talks to an Olympic athlete whose life was almost ruined by doping.
Ezekiel Sepang is a hero in South Africa.
The way I ran, it's not normal. Because at one stage, I was last. When the bell went, I was last. Now I get goosebumps.
With that surprise second-place finish in the 800-meter race, he became South Africa's first black competitor to win an Olympic medal in 1996. But one drug test changed his life. With one positive result in 2005, Sepang went from hero to outcast. He claims the lab made an error. Authorities disagreed and gave him a 2-year ban, effectively ending his career. Today, the 39-year-old athlete works with the Athletics Federation and runs a foundation for underprivileged children. His message to them is clear.
Cheating, it's not good in sports. And our kids, especially, the countries like in South Africa, most of the countries in Africa, we still need to teach our kids about doping.
Sepang was just one of many athletes watching intently as the World Anti-Doping Agency further tightened its guidelines at a conference in Johannesburg this month. The new rules double doping bans from 2 years to 4 years. Doping scandals have rocked many sports in recent years. Top athletes such as U.S. cyclist Lance Armstrong and U.S. baseball player Barry Bonds have been accused of using illegal performance-enhancing substances. WADA President John Fay says the tougher rules come from the athletes themselves.
The overwhelming majority of athletes around the world have said there must be tougher penalties. The standard 2-year penalty that we've been used to so far is not good enough in the eyes of athletes. The punishment doesn't particularly suit what they believe is important to stamp out cheating.
Travis Tigert, head of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, says the new rules are great, but the responsibility for following them falls to national anti-doping agencies.
It's a Lamborghini without an engine if we don't have the resources and the people to put it in place, and it's going to go nowhere. And that's a failure for clean athletes and the integrity of sport if we allow that to happen.
Joining us now via Skype from Johannesburg, South Africa, to talk more about the anti-doping campaign is VOA's Anita Powell. Sporty greetings, Anita.
Sporty greetings, Sonny.
Anita, you mentioned how the new ban doubles the penalty to 4 years for drug cheats. What was the general reaction among the delegates?
The delegates overwhelmingly supported this initiative because they said it came from athletes themselves. When I spoke to the head of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, he said initially athletes had proposed a lifetime ban. So 4 years went through very easily and with great support.
As you know, Anita, African athletes don't have the resources as, say, American athletes or European athletes. How do these new guidelines affect African athletes?
I actually asked the president of WADA this particular question, and he said that he believes that these new rules really even the playing field, but that the critical component that they hope to roll out and hope to encourage is education. It's very important that athletes understand what the new rules are, but if they are implemented properly, he says, it will make it a fair and equal game for all.
The conference being in Johannesburg, Anita, what was your sense? Was it well received in the commercial capital of South Africa?
There's a lot going on in Johannesburg, but in this very small corner of Johannesburg, I would say definitely. It's a sports-mad country, and I think all sports fans want to see clean sports. So I would say it was very well received.
Anita, last week on Africa 54, I reported on George Kosi's boxing club in the Hillbrow section of Johannesburg. I understand you know George.
I think that's putting it mildly. I don't just know George. I love George. George is my boxing trainer and one of the greatest guys I know.
How did you become interested in boxing, Anita? I know it's very much regarded as a male-dominated sport.
Well, obviously it was the boys. No, I'm joking. It's, you know, it's just the realest sport I've ever tried. There's nothing like getting in the ring with somebody and sizing them up and really testing yourself to your absolute limit. I've never found that anywhere other than boxing. And it's, you know, I said I love George, but perhaps boxing is my true love.
Finally, Anita, do you credit George with helping the youngsters there in the Hillbrow area?
This is a great passion of George's, actually. He brings kids into his gym all the time and trains them. And, you know, he's actually kind of emblematic of what they were trying to say at this WADA conference. He is a sportsman who loves the sport, wants to see it practiced in a clean way, and wants to see it improve people's lives. And if you want to see in action what they're recommending at this WADA conference, I would say come down and visit us at the Hillbrow Boxing Club anytime.
Anita Powell, thank you for visiting us on Africa 54 from Johannesburg.
Thanks, Sonny.
Back to Vincent McCory.
Well, thanks a lot, Sonny. Now, remember to watch for the Sonny Side of Sports every Monday and Friday right here on Africa 54. And that's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on our website at voaafrica.com. Thanks a lot for watching from all of us in Washington. Have a good night.